Good evening, good evening. What's going on, y'all? Another Wednesday in the books. Working Wild Wednesdays. This is KC from In the Base from the Next Step in K. I am one half of In the Basement crew. Shout out to Larry. He's out there working, getting that shmoney, doing his thing. In the basement here, phone number 302-844-8275 on Instagram at in_the_basement_podcast, YouTube. In the Basement Podcast, spelled like it says. And then on Facebook, sounds so good you got to say it twice on In the Basement Podcast. What's going on, everybody? This is KC coming in once again, the Clippers fan and the Jets fan. Basically what this is just going to be a recap of the recap. We're going to touch on a little bit about Duke. We're going to go over Imhotep winning the public league. Shout out to my man, my little homie, Ryan Smith Jr., a.k.a. RJ. He won the MVP of the public league title. Roman Catholic wins the Catholic League title over Archbishop Ryan. Actually, also going to talk a little bit about how the Catholic League buzzer beater got a lot of love from ESPN SportsCenter this week, Jay Wright and Scott Van Pelt. All Catholic teams have been announced. Definitely gonna touch on that Cam Newton fight. Me and my brother, shout out to the baby bro, the Black Psychologist podcast. Definitely listen to his platform as well. It has a lot of mental health tips. Have you living good out there. Definitely shout out to him. Definitely going to touch on that. Also going to touch on the McKinney girls. Shout out to the McKinney girls. So I talked about them earlier this week. Kylie and Riley McKinney are out here, and they are out here. They are hooping. They were looking real good out there, and I think they just got started playing basketball, and they're doing a real good job. Just to chip off the old blocks. Shout out to Destiny and Kyrie McKinney. Also, we're going to touch a little bit about, if we have some time, we're going to touch on Scotty Pippen, Horace Grant, and Luke Longley. They're doing this thing called the No Bull Tour. Yeah, I don't know about that either. So, without further ado, just dive right into it. Of course, we went over these scores earlier this week, but we're going to go over four just in case you didn't get the first telecast. We're going to start with the girls for high school basketball, the Philadelphia Public League Final, which was located at the Liacouras Center, a.k.a., or as we know it back in the late 90s as the Apollo of Temple. Then they turned into the Liacouras Center. Actually, it was a doubleheader. First, the girls played. The Imhotep Charter Panther girls played against Autumn Reed. Autumn Reed, actually with the win, 55-49 for Autumn Reed. Shayla Smith was the MVP with 37 points, led all scorers. Now, up next, what's going to happen here, because that's not the final stop for Imhotep. Imhotep's going to play West Catholic on Wednesday for the District 12 Class 3A Championship. This Wednesday, as a matter of fact. Actually, they're playing right now, so hopefully on Friday, I'll have those scores ready for you. In the boys' public league final at the Liacouras Center, the doubleheader, Imhotep Charter won by 10 in a defensive game. Imhotep Charter beat Math Civics and Science. For Imhotep Charter, Ryan Smith gets the Philadelphia Public League Finals MVP. Actually, also going to touch a little fun fact here. Shout out to Imhotep Charter because they won 4 straight Public League championships, which actually puts them on the same level of the great, legendary Gene Banks. For all my old heads out there, you know who Gene Banks is. You know how he operated out there at West Philly. I believe, as a matter of fact, I got the right facts again. It was actually a 5-peat. It was actually from 74 to 78. So it was like 1973 to 74, 74 to 75, 75 to 76, 76 to 77, then 77 to 78. So now up next for MCS, because that's not the final stop for MCS since they qualified. MCS is going to be playing Devon Prep at West Philadelphia at 6 o'clock on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So if you guys aren't doing anything on Friday, if you want to see some good hoops, some Catholic hoops and public league hoops colliding together, look no further. Go to West Philadelphia High School on Friday at 6 o'clock. You definitely won't be. You will definitely be satisfied with that. You won't be disappointed. Now, also, for the Philadelphia Catholic League Final for the girls, once again, talking about going to the Palestra, just a great place altogether, especially when it's hosting like the Catholic League Finals, semifinals, and the finals. The Philadelphia Catholic League for the girls, Archbishop Carroll and Archbishop Wood played. Archbishop Wood with the win, 54-52. It took 2 overtimes to get that win. Shout out to Ava Reniger. She had 22 points. I believe she was the MVP as well. And she also surpassed 1,000 career points, leading the Archbishop Wood Vikings to the title. Shout out to Archbishop Wood. Shout out to John Huggins out there doing his thing. Now for the Philadelphia Catholic League boys final, Roman Catholic beats Archbishop Ryan by 46-45. If you didn't get a chance to watch that game, definitely go watch it. I believe it's on most streaming platforms, including YouTube. So just look up Roman Catholic. Matter of fact, look up Philadelphia Catholic Public League Boys Final 2024. It should come right up. Leading scorers of Sharif Jackson had 16 points and 10 rebounds for Roman Catholic. Also for Roman Catholic, Brian Goss with 10 points. And he also had the game-winning jumper at the buzzer, which has been all over this week. If you don't have YouTube or some type of streaming platform to watch high school basketball, he is definitely on there. Shout out to Max Prep. Shout out to YouTube. Also for Archbishop Ryan, Thomas Sorber led Archbishop Ryan with 16 points and 11 rebounds. Darren Williams with 12 points. Shout out to Matt Johnson. He got mad time. Also I also forgot to mention. Shout out to the Johnson family. You guys, great job for little Matt, even though it's his first time losing on at a big venue like this at the Palestra. But listen, do not hang your head by any means, because let me tell you something. When I was listening to I meant to say when I was listening to the telecast on Monday night, and I listened to it a little bit on Tuesday morning too. All I can hear, and this is no BS, all I heard, the commentator and the play-by-play guy, that's all they were talking about was Matt Johnson and how steady he was running the offense. If it's Matt Johnson. He's very steady, very consistent running the offense, even though you didn't have a high scoring game, but you were in a lot of plays. A lot of those plays wouldn't have been happening without you. So shout out to Matt Johnson. Congratulations going to the Philadelphia Catholic League final as a sophomore. Because sometimes a lot of people don't get to the finals until they're seniors and stuff like that. You did this as a sophomore, so definitely more basketball to see. I can't wait to see what you have in store for the summertime. Definitely going to be watching out for you guys. Matt Johnson, Jay Childs, all you guys. I'm just going to be representing. I know your parents are just beaming right now, so congratulations. But just because Archbishop Ryan lost does not mean that party is over either, because guess what? It's going to be some great basketball happening over this weekend. Archbishop Ryan is going to take on Imhotep Charter at Lincoln High School on Saturday at 1 p.m., if I'm not mistaken. If you're not doing anything on Saturday, after you finish washing clothes or doing your food shopping in the morning or getting yelled at, by your lady, whatever the case may be, try to sneak out, get down to Lincoln High School on Saturday at 1 p.m. You're definitely not going to be disappointed. You're going to see some great basketball. So shout out. Also want to say shout out and congratulations to the Smith family. Shout out to RJ. Shout out to his dad, Ryan. Tons of battles up there at GFS, and I'm sure he's a proud papa right now, just beaming with pride. Also, definitely want to say congratulations to Ryan, too, as well, for getting that MVP. They were definitely mentioning his name a lot, too, when I was watching and I was listening to the commentary and the play-by-play at the Public League Final. Lots and lots of potential. Definitely super proud of him. And like I said before, just like your dad said, RJ, a lot of people said that you're too small, you can't do this, you can't do that. Way to prove them wrong, RJ. Congratulations, good brother. Also next, I'm going to go over a couple college scores coming through that came through over the weekend. On Saturday, we're going to start with the ladies. Rhode Island and St. Joe's locked up in some Atlantic 10 action. Our known Aaliyah Sneed had 2 rebounds in that game. Didn't get a chance to get any points or anything like that, but she's definitely in the book. So shout out to Aaliyah. Shout out to Gerald too, friend of the program. We're going to take it down to the Atlantic Sun Conference. Queens University and Jacksonville played. Sanaya, Craig, and Day. Sanaya Craig had 13 points and 9 rebounds, and Sanaya Garrett has 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. I see you out there. Taking it down to the MEAC, down to the MEAC conference, Norfolk State and Compton State played. HBCU, Norfolk State with the win, 64-51 over Coppin State. Our Phillies own Diamond Jackson had 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. Shout out. Also, we're going to take it up north to, I believe, it's the U.S. Noel. That is the America East Conference, if I'm not mistaken. America East Conference representing UMass Lowell and Albany locked up. Sierra Worley, 2 points, 1 rebound, and 1 block. Shout out to Eric, her dad, friend of the program, Sierra Worley. Over the weekend, not a whole lot of women's games on Sunday, but Monday they came up again. Norfolk State and Morgan State. Norfolk State with the win by 30. Of course, Philly's own Diamond Jackson was in the mix again with 32 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals. And that was pretty much it during the week. I was checking to see any other schedules during the week, but I see that he probably don't play until probably tomorrow and Friday. That does it for the ladies. Shout out to the girls over there. Shout out to Philadelphia. For men's college basketball over the weekend, lots of great basketball was going on. We're going to start in the Atlantic 10 with St. Bonaventure and UMass. UMass I thought they won. Excuse me. St. Bonaventure with the win, 75-67. Shout out to our own Russell Diggins. At UMass, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block. We'll take it over to the ACC. We'll take it down south to the ACC. Georgia Tech and Miami locked up. Georgia Tech with the win over Miami, 80-76. Wooga with 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. Taking it over to the Big Ten. Penn State with the win over Indiana. In the Big East, we got Villanova playing against number 1 UConn. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I actually picked UConn to win this, like from the warm-ups. But Villanova put up a little bit of a fight. Eric Dixon for Villanova, Abington's own. Eric Dixon with 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 steals. Alabama and Kentucky also played some SEC action. That was actually a really good game, and a lot of people were actually getting on Kentucky saying that they don't win games against ranked opponents for some odd reason. But Coach Cal and the boys proved them wrong. Kentucky with the win over Alabama. As a matter of fact, number 13 ranked Alabama. 117-95. Shout out to Justin Edwards, man. This is the Justin Edwards I'm looking for right here. Justin Edwards, bagging stat line, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, all over the place. A little bit of a DJ Wagner with 4 points, 1 rebound, and 4 assists. I mean, he was doing his thing too, but it was pretty much the Justin Edwards show. On Sunday, St. Joe's and VCU were playing. VCU was definitely on the rise right now too. No shade to St. Joe's, but VCU was definitely on the rise. VCU with the win over St. Joe's by 4, 73-69. Shout out to Roman Catholic's own Xavier Brown with 21 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal for St. Joe's. Also for St. Joe's, Philly's own Lynn Greer III, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal, doing the thing. Just a little side note. I think we lost a couple games, so they're kind of like getting to the finish line because probably by the time I do this next broadcast, it'll probably be March the 1st or March the 2nd. So March is in the air. So hopefully St. Joe's can kind of get a little win streak together to go into the ATEM tournament a little strong. Shout out to the coaching there. Shout out to Justin Scott over there doing his thing over there in St. Joe's as the assistant coach on that bench doing his thing. Also on Sunday, we're going to take it to Broad Street. Temple Wichita State played. And Temple with the win, 72-66. Hasir Miller, once again, another bright spot on Temple's team. Hasir had 14 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Also, we had another Zion Stanford sighting. Zion had 2 points and 1 rebound, waiting to get in the books, young man. Maryland Rutgers also played that Sunday, a little Big Ten action. Maryland with the win over Rutgers, 63-46. Philly's own and Imhotep's own Dante Scott had 11 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. This past Monday, UMass and G-Dub played. G-Dub as in Jordan Washington. Shout out to my guy Noel. No Wilmore, as a matter of fact, who played at G-Dub. Shout out to my guy out there. How you doing, good brother? UMass with the win over George Washington, 69-57. Like I said before, Archbishop was Russell Diggins for UMass, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Way to go, good brother. Tuesday, yesterday, as a matter of fact, Georgetown and Villanova played some Big East action. Villanova with the win, 75-47. Of course, Abington's own Eric Dixon had 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Penn State lost. They fell to Iowa in some Big Ten action, 90-81. Number 16, Kentucky playing against Mississippi State. Justin Edwards had 2 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal. DJ Wagner had 10 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, and 1 steal with the win over Mississippi State by 2, 91-89. Shout out to everybody out there who did their thing. Let's get into. We're going over a couple questions here in regards to Duke, because a lot of people were complaining about that loss to Wake Forest, and so now Duke is all of a sudden they're complaining about the home team storming the court after a big win. So here's my thing, Duke. If you don't want anybody storming the court, then win the game. That's all. Just win. Because many times I didn't see Duke storm the court against like North Carolina, against Maryland, against Virginia. All these, like, anytime they knock off a ranked team, you see Duke storming the court. There was one time where I believe, and I'm taking it way back, I remember when DePaul came in and played Duke at Cameron Indoor Stadium. This is when Duke had, they had Quentin Richardson, Lance Williams, Bobby Simmons, Rashawn Burno, Paul McPherson. They had like a bomb squad. They had a bomb squad, and they came in there, and I believe DePaul was ranked that year too. At that time, I think they were ranked like number 22 or 20 or 15 or whatever the case may be. They came in and, like, I believe I'll never forget it. Nick Horvath hit like a backboard half-court shot. Duke storms the court. And they're probably running over folks, saying all types of crazy things to the DePaul players as they're making their way to the locker room, probably bumping them and stuff like that. But yet nobody, and I'm sure somebody probably got hurt there too, but nobody was complaining about that. Why? Because it's Duke's court, they stormed the court. But all of a sudden, when there's when we beat Duke, not we, but when they beat Duke, on their home floor, all of a sudden there's a problem. It's not sportsmanlike, we got to stop it and stuff like that. Man, get out of here, man. I mean, come on, man. Josh Shire, like, come on, man, dude. Like, do something else with your time, man. Josh Shire, a.k.a. Josh Cryer, whatever, man. Go ahead. So, with that, just send me your comments on that. Let me know how you feel about Duke complaining about, players storming, the crowd storming the court. I'm like, come on, man. We cover Imhotep. We covered Roman Catholic. We covered the Roman Catholic buzzer beater. Like I said before, like Archbishop Ryan, you guys have nothing to hang your heads about. You guys had a hell of a season. Shout out to Matt Johnson, Sorber, Darren Williams. Guys, good luck, in your future endeavors. Sorber, I'm definitely going to be looking at you at Georgetown. So, but like, it's not over yet because, I believe they're still playing. I forgot who they have to play like on Saturday, but it's definitely going to be a good game for whoever. But it was also good to see the Philadelphia Catholic League being shown love on SportsCenter, and also Jay Wright was also co-signing on that too, because shout out to Jay Wright, because there's quite a few players that Jay Wright has like literally handpicked out of the Philadelphia Catholic League to play for his program in Villanova to go on to do bigger and better things. Shane Clark is one of them. Kyle Lowry is another one. So also the my question also is, again, I didn't get a chance. So, I asked other couple people too around the way about Roman Catholic. I know a couple people that actually played for Roman Catholic, and they're saying, my question to them was like, do you think like Roman Catholic is the best team in Philadelphia Catholic League history? Just based on their legacy, their history, their winning of championships. I believe it's like 34, I believe. And a lot of people say, yeah. Even people that didn't go to Roman Catholic said, yeah. A couple of my professors I was talking to today, we were talking about like, high school basketball, like in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, stuff like that. And most of the time, 9 times out of 10, at the top of the list, um, number one Catholic school, number one Catholic basketball school in the area, Roman Catholic. So Roman Catholic, we definitely got to give you your props. Shout out to everybody who went to Roman Catholic, who plays for Roman Catholic, who support Roman Catholic, is on doing bigger and better things. Love you guys. Also, I want to jump on this Cam Newton fight, right? I want to jump on that too, because that thing, it's not funny because no one should get dipped on. Number one, I mean, if you're gonna square up with somebody, square up with somebody. Like if you take that L, you just take that L. But for what I was watching, and and my brother, I shout out to the Black Psychologist podcast. We were actually talking about that, and and I was watching. I was like, oh, it's like 5 dudes jumping on Cam Newton. Now, listen, this is my question to you dudes who are about to make this dumb mistake. And you're lucky, and I also read too that Cam Newton's not pressing charges. That's a real G right there. Let me tell you something. Let me ask you a question. 5 dudes who jumped Cam Newton, who are unnamed at this time. Cam Newton is 6'5", probably damn near 250 pounds. He's probably still chiseled, still cut up, still all muscle, football player shape. I ask you guys, if you're going to run up on Cam Newton, you're like maybe 180, 190, 200. Like my brother said, like Dr. Kyle said, if you're not like a linebacker, a lineman, or defensive end or something like that, you don't want those problems. Because when I was watching the footage, because first the footage was a little crazy, but then they had, I don't know where they got this extended footage at, maybe from someone else's cell phone who they probably paid a king's ransom to get. Shout out to that person too, because you didn't came up right now. From what I was watching, Cam Newton had like 3 dudes in the headlock, and then he was he just kept pushing. Like they were trying to push him back and push him down, but Cam wasn't going down. Like, look, Cam was used to dudes that are like 300, 400 pounds plus trying to take him down. And they still have trouble taking him down. Now, listen, my thing is this. Cam had a lot of, there's a lot of grace there, because if you got the, as Dr. Kyle said, you got the Cam Newton that showed restraint and grace. Now, if you had got the Cam Newton that had an attitude and just didn't care, I don't know where Cam Newton would be at right now. I think Cam Newton would be in the back of a paddy wagon right about now, because it's just certain dudes you just don't approach, man. You just don't approach from that level. I guess you must have thought Cam was sweet because he had those hats or whatever the case may be. Yo, dude, 6'5", 245, 50 pounds. I don't want those problems. Listen, I'm good. We could talk this out over a cheesesteak, whatever. So, shout out to Cam Newton, man. Shout out to Cam Newton for showing grace, because that could have easily went left. You could have been one of the dudes who just didn't care. You could have really hurt somebody. You know what I mean? So shout out to Cam Newton, because really, if he was that, I don't give a F Cam Newton. Somebody would have been without a daddy. That's all I'm just going to leave it at that. Somebody would have been coming home with no daddy. That's what I'm going to say. Also, the Bulls' big three, and I use that term very loosely. The Bulls' big three, consisting of Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, and Luke Longley, are doing something that's called the No Bull Tour. I guess this is going to be like a further description of what really happened, that wasn't explained in The Last Dance. My thing is this, guys. Like, you guys got all the props in the world. Scotty, you got 6 chips. Horace Grant, I believe you have 3. Luke Longley, Horace Grant, you have 4, because you have 3 with the Bulls, 1 with the Lakers. Luke Longley, you have 3. So I don't understand why they're so upset. Listen, you knew what you were signing on with when Jordan came back. Like, Jordan probably said, listen, if you can't deal with the way I'm talking to you, if you can't deal with this, with the bar that's being set here and the goals that we're trying to attain, then go to another team. He probably didn't say in those type of words. He probably said, we probably dropped a couple of nice little pronouns and some conjunctions and interjections and adverbs and stuff like that. Maybe even a couple prepositions. Who knows? And a couple nasty metaphors, maybe some dirty metaphors. So, I mean, but if you can't deal with it, then you should have asked for a trade or something like that. Maybe Scotty is just mad because, with all the messiness that's going on, in his personal life, with, I'm not going to name who, what's going on with that, with the woo woo woo. I'm not going to name that because it's not that type of show. It's a family show. But maybe he's a little upset about that. A lot of feelings are in the air. So maybe this is the time where I guess he can vent or something like that. He can vent. He feels like he's probably going to say, like, I'm better than Michael Jordan. Maybe Michael Jordan should be the all-time, one of the best Bulls of all time. No, I don't. I disagree with that, Pip. I mean, I'm not saying that you're not the greatest. You're one of the greatest Bulls of all time. I mean, but you played a very integral part, in those Bulls three-peats and stuff like that. You even played a great part when Jordan was gone. You held it down. I mean, you were almost the MVP that year. I mean, you were putting up MVP type numbers, man. Like, look, if someone can like YouTube Scottie Pippen's campaign without Mike from, I believe it was 93 to 94 season, Pippen was a beast. Pippen was a stone cold beast. But you're not better than Jordan, Mike. I mean, you're not better than Jordan Pip. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just going to just give it to you raw. Like, look, you're just not that. You're not him. You're him, but you're not him. Like, you're not capital letters him, HIM, like in bold print. Horace Grant, I don't know what your gripe is. I mean, you got 3 chips and you went over to LA with Kobe and Shaq to get another chip. So I understand I thought when I was watching The Last Dance, all the stories that you were giving them, like, I thought they were correct. Maybe there's a bonus track out there. Luke Longley, I don't know why you're even there. I think you're just on there for the ride. So whatever. But before I get out of here, I definitely want to just give a shout out to everybody. I do have a little bit of time here. You know what? Let me just go over this. I'm going to go over it again real quick, even though I went over it on, I believe, Tuesday. Let me give you the this year's all-Catholic team real quick. First, we got Jaleel Bethea from Archbishop Wood. Then we got Thomas Sorber from Archbishop Ryan. Also, Darren Williams from Archbishop Ryan. Kavere Kennedy from Father Judge. Josh Reed from Archbishop Wood. We also have Sharif Jackson from Roman. Jerron McKee from St. Joe's Prep. Lorenzo Jerkins, excuse me, I keep getting the name wrong. From Newman Goretti, Jordan Ellerby from St. Joe's Prep. Tory Brooks, Newman Goretti, Kafik Myers, Newman Goretti. Second team, Nick Perassi from LaSalle College, Kevin Rucker, Bonner and Prendy, Ian Williams from Archbishop Carroll, Deuce Kettner, Bonnie and Prendy, Asim Burton, Cardinal O'Hara, Laquan Bird from Father Judge, Jalen Harper, St. Joe's Prep, BJ Rivera, Father Judge, Travis Reeve, Roman Cath, Zane Contlin, Devin Prep, Olin Chamberlain from St. Joe's Prep. And honorable mention for the All-Catholic League, we got Luca Foster from Archbishop Carroll, Jaden Murray from Archbishop Ryan, Stefan Ashley Wright from Newman Goretti, Pierce McGinnon from Cardinal O'Hara, and Bobby Cottrell from Roman. I'm gonna tell you who's missing from that honorable mention, Matt Johnson. But that's all right, Matt, because you're gonna be on the second team next year. We got plans for you. Also too, most valuable players of the Catholic League. We got Jaleel Bethea from Archbishop Wood, of course, and Thomas Sorber from Archbishop Ryan, and the Coach of the Year, which is named after the great Speedy Morris, William Speedy Morris to be exact, with LaSalle fame. We got Chris Nesby from Roman Catholic, who is the Coach of the Year. The 2024 All-League Interact, we got Ron Brown from Springside, Chestnut Hill, Matt Gilhole from Penn Charter, Silas Graham from Haverford School. We also have Kevin McCarthy from Episcopal, Bryce Rollerson from Germantown Academy. I'm wondering who's related to Ryan Rollerson. Jake West from Penn Charter, Ryan Williams and Malvern Prep. And the second team, Matt McCarthy from Episcopal, Kai Shinholster from Penn Charter, and Kenny Williams from Prince Chestnut Hill. I believe Jaden Childs, Jay Childs, I think you got honorable mention, which I think that is a snub. You should be on the second team. Really, to be honest with you, be on the first team. But just because you're an underclassman, at least put him on the second team. Come on, y'all. That's just politics and BS. But that's all right, Jay. That's all right. I got, I can't wait to see what Jay Childs is going to do in the summertime as well. He's definitely going to do his thing. He's going to be right on that first team, if not second team. Also, before I get out of here, I definitely want to say shout out to the McKinney family. Like I said before, Kylie and O'Reilly McKinney are out here. They're doing their thing. I got a chance to actually watch them, a little clip of them. And even though there weren't a whole lot of baskets made, I'm going to tell you, I see a lot of potential with those two because one is actually doing the offensive duties, and O'Reilly is out there just slapping away at the ball. And I'm not just talking about like slapping away wildly. I'm just talking about like they're sitting, they're in front of their person, and they're just like harassing the ball handler, whoever's out there. So, shout out, keep up the good work. McKinney girls, I can't wait to see what's next for y'all. Hopefully I get a chance to actually see one of the games and whatnot. So let me know. Look, we're here. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for for college. I know the Clippers play tonight, so I'm definitely going to see if I can stay up and watch that game. So far, so good. Coming out the All-Star break, the Clippers are I think the Clippers are 2-2 for the record right now. So hopefully we can hit the 45, probably hit the 45 win mark, and we can just go from there. But other than that, everything is everything. So if you have any questions, concerns, apprehensions, advice, whatever the case may be, just feel free to hit us up in the basement, 302-844-8275. On Instagram, we're in the basement at @in_the_basement_podcast. On YouTube, we're In the Basement Podcast, and on Facebook, In the Basement Podcast, and that's in the basement with a D, DABASEMENT podcast. And once again, this is KC from In the Basement with Next Step and K, one half of the great In the Basement podcast. Shout out to Larry doing his thing out there. Hopefully, everybody, you're out there staying dry. Staying healthy out there. Be careful out there on the way home if you're driving. It's pretty rainy and windy out there. So if you have to, just drive slow. Or if you're not really a fan of the rain and the inclement weather, just pull over, wait till the rain is over, and then make your way home. So other than that, from In the Basement, this is Kay from Next Up and K, and you enjoy your night. Have a great weekend if I don't hear from you. Later.